She was planning to leave. She was documenting her fear. Then she vanished, without her phone, her purse, or her coat. Some disappearances scream for attention. Sirens, crowds, urgency. The disappearance of Priscilla Williams did not scream. It whispered. And because it whispered, it was allowed to fade before anyone truly listened. Priscilla Williams lived a life built on routine and responsibility. She was the kind of person who believed structure kept chaos away. She planned everything, not because she was controlling, but because she wanted her children's lives to feel safe and predictable. She wrote notes, kept schedules, remembered details others forgot. She was reliable in ways that rarely make headlines. And people like Priscilla do not disappear on impulse. They do not walk away from their children. They do not leave without telling someone. That truth should have mattered more than it did. Clearwater Falls was a town that prided itself on calm. A place where people believed danger came from strangers, not from inside homes. Priscilla shared one of those homes with her husband, Eric Williams. From the outside, there was nothing alarming. No police calls. No visible violence. No dramatic public arguments. But danger doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it settles quietly into routines, into habits, into the subtle reshaping of another person's world. Eric controlled Priscilla without raising his voice. He questioned her movements. He tracked time. He rewrote arguments after they happened, convincing her she remembered things wrong. Over time, Priscilla stopped trusting her own instincts. She apologized when she hadn't done anything wrong. She explained herself when no explanation was owed. This wasn't a marriage that exploded. It compressed, slowly, relentlessly. Priscilla didn't panic. She prepared. Preparation was how she survived. Late at night, when the house was quiet, she researched divorce law, custody arrangements, emergency resources. She wrote drafts of messages she never sent. She documented arguments in private notes. She confided in only a few people, and even then, she spoke carefully. She didn't say she was being abused. She said she was scared of how Eric would react if she tried to leave. That fear wasn't dramatic. It was practical. And it was justified. On the night Priscilla disappeared, nothing suggested she planned to go anywhere. She didn't pack. She didn't prepare her children. She didn't leave messages. Eric later said there was an argument, and that she walked out to cool off. He said she left behind everything, phone, purse, coat, and simply vanished into the cold night. That version of events contradicted everything anyone knew about her. But contradictions only matter when people are willing to confront them. When Eric reported her missing, his calm unsettled some officers. He didn't search. He didn't plead. He didn't ask questions. He stated she would come back, as if her absence were temporary, inconsequential. That calm should have been terrifying. Instead, it was interpreted as hope. The case was treated as a voluntary disappearance, and with that label came hesitation. No urgent searches. No immediate confrontation. No pressure. Time, the one thing that can never be recovered, was lost. Friends and family fought against the narrative immediately. They told police Priscilla would never leave her children. They described her planning habits, her fear, her preparation to leave the marriage safely, not impulsively. But their certainty wasn't evidence. And evidence is what the system requires. Days passed. Then weeks. Priscilla didn't access her bank accounts. She didn't contact anyone. She didn't show up for obligations she would never miss. Her digital life froze at the moment she vanished. When investigators eventually examined her computer and email, they found fragments of a story she had been too afraid to tell openly. Drafts describing fear. Searches about restraining orders. Notes documenting control. And one unsent message that cut through every excuse and doubt. If anything happens to me, please don't believe him. That sentence was devastating. It suggested foresight. Awareness. A woman who knew something was coming and tried, quietly, to leave proof of her fear behind. But proof of fear is not proof of murder. And without a body, without forensic confirmation, the case stalled again. Searches of the home revealed nothing conclusive. No blood. No signs of struggle. But absence can be as telling as presence. The house felt too clean, too controlled. Investigators suspected evidence had been removed, but suspicion cannot survive a courtroom. It cannot cross the threshold from belief to action. As months turned into years, the cost of early hesitation became unbearable. Eric retained custody of the children. Courts required proof that didn't exist. Social services hesitated to intervene without concrete evidence. The children, who had lost their mother, remained under the control of the man many believed was responsible for her disappearance. It was a legal outcome that felt morally impossible, and yet legally justified. A system functioning exactly as designed, even as it failed completely. Eric's behavior over time did nothing to ease suspicion. His story shifted subtly. Small details changed. Timelines adjusted. Not enough to expose a lie outright, but enough to suggest careful maintenance of a narrative. He moved residences, changed routines, distanced himself from people who ask questions. Life continued. For him. For everyone else, it froze. Priscilla's parents lived in suspended grief, unable to mourn without confirmation of death, unable to hope without signs of life. Her friends replayed conversations endlessly, wondering what they missed, what they should have said, what they could have done sooner. Her children grew up with a mother who existed only in memory, in photographs, in unanswered questions. Their loss wasn't sudden. It was prolonged, continuous, never resolved. Investigators revisited the case periodically, each time encountering the same immovable wall. No body, no confession, no evidence strong enough to survive prosecution. Privately, many believed they understood exactly what happened. Publicly, they could do nothing. Belief does not equal justice, and justice demands certainty. The disappearance of Priscilla Williams is not heartbreaking because it's confusing. It's heartbreaking because it is familiar. A woman trapped in a controlling relationship, warnings that were documented but not acted on, a system that waited for proof instead of responding to danger. A truth that vanished because no one moved fast enough. Priscilla tried to leave. She tried to prepare. She tried to protect her children. And still, she disappeared into a space where belief could never become certainty. Some mysteries exist because no one knows the truth. Others exist because the truth cannot be proven. And those are the ones that never let go. Priscilla Williams remains missing. And until something breaks the silence she was swallowed by, her story will remain unfinished. Not impossible to understand, but impossible to explain.